So then there's helping your client find agency. I love this quote by the amazing Blake Slees. Agency depends on embodiment. I think this is just genius. If somebody sees mat placement that they're not liking, and they're like, yep, that's how it is, as if that's how it always has to be, which tends to be how people view a problem they've had for years, because it's in the maps. It's so familiar. It's the water people have swum in. And so they can't imagine coming up on dry land. It's not a bodily experience. So to find that agency, first of all, you can point it out and invite them to look for, find, well, is that where you want to stay? Can you imagine being somewhere else? You want to try a different position? There's ways to coax and encourage them to explore movement, to explore letting it be different. You can ask them, do you have an impulse? Is there somewhere your body is wanting to be? And the more you can help people feel their bodies, the more that agency, that impetus that comes from the flesh and bone and whatever magic is within us that has this vital, alive sense of evolution, of progress, and of improvement. So in a perfect world, people are connected enough to their bodies, or you help them to be, that it's not coming from their head. They're moving to what the body knows feels better, which hasn't been fully conscious until they experience that in your session. So again, this is helping them feel impulses, acting on them, and really getting to their right to move. This is so important because, for example, well, I've got to be here for my mother. My father died, and I was the one that took up that slack, and she'll fall apart if I'm not there. This is so, so common. And I see this so much with addicts. It's too much for them to bear. They can't do it, and they don't know how to get out of it. And so they'll end up having to use substances or behaviors to try to mitigate or buffer the burden of that situation. So it can be life-changing just for people to recognize, wait a minute, I actually don't have to stay here. Not only can I move, but specifically, I have the right to move. Trying on options. Am I going to stay, go? If so, where? Expel encroacher. For example, an overbearing mother, or re-angle for a different focus. These are just some examples of different options to help somebody find agency and choose a different stance, a different geometry.